You want to make sure that, first of all, the doors lock properly. You want to make sure that the interior is well lit when you're trying to exit the building in emergency, that nothing is going to get in your way and obstruct you. Similarly, doors and windows should all be able to lock and close securely. And you're going to want to make sure that the property has a smoke detector, even a carbon monoxide detector as well.
In the living space, check the heating system that's in place. Is it centrally controlled, or do you have the ability to set the temperature yourself? Make note of any damage to floors, walls, and ceilings. Cracks, leaks, and molds are all red flags. And check outlets and jacks and make sure that there are enough for your use. And also check lights and light switches to make sure that they're all functioning properly. Check and see if there's enough storage for your needs as well.
When looking at the bathroom, check the windows and the exhaust vents to make sure that there's adequate ventilation and that there's no mold around the area. Also, you want to check that sinks and the shower, they drain properly, and make sure that you try both the hot and the cold water. And you also want to make sure that your toilet functions properly, so make sure to flush it. And lastly, check for any towel hangers to make sure that they don't collapse under the weight of a towel.
The first thing you want to check in the kitchen is whether it has all of the major appliances you need. Refrigerator, stove top burners, an oven, and maybe even a dishwasher and microwave. All appliances should be clean and in working order. And if the stove has oil or gas burners, check to make sure that there's an emergency shut-off in the event of a carbon or gas leak. Check to make sure that the oven and stove have adequate ventilation, and the kitchen cabinets and surfaces should all be clean and free of grease. Check the sink and especially the drain. Make sure that everything drains properly, and check underneath to make sure that there's no leak. If any repairs need to be made, request those before signing the lease.
Things you can absolutely check for, things like parking and bike storage, where are the mail and laundry facilities, or the garbage cans out back. Similarly, it's really important to ask if heating is included in the price, and if not, figuring out about how much that's going to cost per month. And also really recommend looking at the exact property you're going to be in and not necessarily a model or similar one. So when you go and visit the property, bring your handy dandy checklist and check things off as you go for documentation and to make sure you don't forget anything.